Good morning, everyone. We would like to welcome our graduates, families, and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners, and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames, and photography services are available in the atrium building next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Miss Elizabeth Crouch, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advanced Australia Fair will be performed and you are invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the lands of the Wallam Medigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you here this morning. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter, Maria, into the native institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie himself, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. She studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement is our advancement. Now that was perhaps better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws. It meant that the food that you caught and brought back got distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortunes with us shared by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we do it right. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he described the people he encountered here as one of the happiest people he had ever met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They were naked, made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without tilling it. Our people had no history of slavery, there was no rich and poor, and there was no homeless people. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Therefore, our rivers remained clean and unpolluted. People drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. Now remember, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life, and for a very long time. And there would be no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. So I would say to you, expect great things from your lives. We're meant to be happy. And we're meant to be a just and healthy country, and we normally are. And we're on our way back there again. So follow the promptings of that beautiful spirit that's led you here today. And together we can put together a future and create a world worthy of our children. We all have our part to play. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. You do yours by partying on for the rest of the day. All right, thank you for your kind attention, everyone, and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to now introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Elizabeth Crouch.
Thank you, Chris, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my great privilege as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University to preside at this very important ceremony today. First, I welcome our graduates. I hope that this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. You deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation today. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance. You need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each and every one of you on your achievements. Today, I also want to especially welcome those of you who have joined us and are sitting beside and behind our graduates as their invited guests, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduates to share one of the greatest days of their lives, is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends and girlfriends, lovers, whoever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our newest graduates are too modest to proclaim their success, I want you to do it for them. The ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this. Indeed, there are some 50 universities around the world that can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young, celebrating our 50-year jubilee just last year. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learnt at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but perhaps his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, we believe it lies with his vision in establishing an egalitarian society and the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie celebrate, strive to maintain and to honour. And in our first 50 years, we've come a long way. We now have more than 150,000 graduates living across 140 countries. We are a very modern and outward-looking university. We are regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities, a reputation we're keen to enhance through the quality of our research, our courses and our facilities. We are always ready, willing and eager to engage with the world around us. On your way here today, you may have seen the prestigious Macquarie University Hospital, which is used by students, professional and academic staff in our new medical faculty. We're proud to say that we're the only university in Australia with our own private hospital. You may also have seen our high-tech library, which provides a 21st century learning and teaching environment and which has the only robotic book retrieval system in Australia. And our equally impressive Australian Hearing Hub, which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language sciences. So it's clear we're forward-looking and we're on the move. However, some of the things that we value so much about Macquarie will not change. The friendliness of our staff and our students that all our visitors notice and comment upon. The egalitarian vision and values that are such an important part of our heritage. And of course, our unique and beautiful park-like grounds that make this campus so enjoyable. These things will stay in your memory and remind you of your links with Macquarie, links we hope that you will maintain through our alumni network. Remember, you will always be welcome. Here at Macquarie, we have a clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform and improve people's lives, not just for our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruits of our research. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of Macquarie University alumni. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Professor John Simons. Professor Simons has kindly agreed to give today's occasional address instead of Dr. Mike Kelly, who unfortunately has been delayed in transit from Canberra. Professor Simons is the DVC academic here at Macquarie University. And prior to joining us at Macquarie, Professor Simons held various roles in universities at Wales, Exeter, Winchester, Edge Hill and Lincoln in the UK, as well as holding visiting professorships and fellowships in the US, where he is also an alumnus of the State Department's International Visitors Program. Professor Simons is a Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, the Higher Education Academy, the Oxford Centre for Animal Ethics, the Zoological Society of London and the Royal Society of New South Wales. A strong and passionate advocate for the importance of learning and higher education, Professor Simons worked extensively in Eastern Europe on projects to build new universities after the fall of communism. Professor Simons has a prolific and extensive history of scholarship and has explored topics both within and outside his expertise, including in the areas of English language, history, politics, zoology and animal welfare. He is widely published as an academic and a poet and has issued some 17 monographs and numerous chapters and articles on everything from Middle English chivalric romance to Andy Warhol and the history of cricket. Given the breadth of Professor Simons' knowledge and experience, I am very sure that you would agree he would be a stellar addition to any knowledge or trivia quiz night. So on that basis, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, please join me in welcoming Professor John Simons.
Deputy Chancellor, colleagues, guests and graduands, soon to be graduates, let me start by congratulating you all on your achievement and by wishing that you enjoy today. I've heard many graduation addresses and it seems to me they fall into three kinds. The worst kind are those delivered by serving politicians. And wise universities don't ask serving politicians to do their their occasional addresses, because what you tend to get is their latest speech. And I've certainly sat through a couple of occasions where a wild-eyed minister has harangued us on the fortunes of the cadmium price, or a hopeful opposition politician has informed us about the iniquities of the government soon to be replaced by his or her own ethically spotless party. The second kind of graduation speech is the story of my life graduation speech. And some people have had very interesting lives, but some people haven't. And the final kind is the well-meaning advice. And we've all sat through, I'm sure, whether we're graduates or whether we're family and guests or colleagues, events where someone who has taken the advantage of standing on a stage to tell us what's good for us. Well, I'm going to do a bit of that actually, but I'd also like you to take away that the only person who really knows what's good for you is you, and don't ever lose that sense. So, what advice can I give you? Well, the first advice I can give you is to have a plan, but make it a plan which you navigate with a compass and not with a map. What I mean by that is that I've met people, and I'm sure you have, who say, well, by the time I'm 25, I will be doing this, and by the time I'm 30, I will be doing that, and usually they end up being rather unhappy, and they miss a lot on the way. Think about it more in terms of, I'm going to head kind of vaguely northeast for a bit, and I'm going to see what the landscape's like there, and then I'll see whether I need to carry on northeast or to go northwest. My own personal plan was that I suppose at some time during high school, I kind of had this idea that it would be a really good thing to go to university. And when I got to university, having done a bit of work as well, I had the idea that it would be a really good idea to stay in universities for as long as I possibly could, and I've achieved that. But I didn't plan to be a Deputy Vice-Chancellor of an Australian university. I had no idea where my career would take me. What I did know was that I really loved being in universities, I really loved studying and writing about things, and I really like teaching and being with students. So that was my plan, and that was where my compass took me. The second piece of advice I have is about values and trying to stick to them, and this is difficult. I guess I spent a lot of my early career being what you might call playing the politics of the university and seeing what advantages were in one course of action as opposed to another. And I realised, I guess, about 10 or 12 years ago, maybe a little bit more, that the people I really admired hadn't succeeded like that. They'd succeeded by being really true to their inner values. And sometimes that had cost them, but more often than not, it had helped them. And I realised that that was the way to be. And I think we should all try to be like that, and to really live for our values and do what is the right thing to do and the best thing to do, not what we think is the most pragmatic or advantageous thing to do. And I suppose, though, this is a piece of advice. I spent, I guess, the first half of my career or more trying to make people think that I'm cleverer than I am. And to graduates, you probably need to do this at most of your stage of life. But there comes a time when you actually need to persuade people that you're actually not as clever as you are. If you can actually tie that up with your values as well, you'll be doing really well. I haven't cracked that one yet. I was very privileged last year to be the mentor for one of our merit scholars. And we had many interesting conversations, and I learned a great deal from her, I think. And at one point, this is one of the things I learned, she asked me, what did I regret from my time, if I thought back to my time as a student, what did I regret from my time at university being a student? And I thought about that quite hard, because I don't really feel that I carry many regrets. But I realised it was really that I probably had made choices which meant that I wasn't as kind as I could have been to people, I wasn't as good a friend as I could have been to people. And these are the things which are important. You know, the fact that I didn't work as hard as I ought to have done, or the fact that I didn't play as many sports as I ought to have done, or played, in my case, probably too many sports actually, weren't the things I regretted. It was those little moments where you could have done something really small to make someone's life a bit better, and you didn't. And I would really advise all our graduates to try to hold that as well, and not have regrets of that kind. 6 years ago, as you've heard from the Chancellor, I'm not from around here originally, and I had no plan to come to Australia, but 6 years ago I was sitting at my desk in the university that I was then working at in England when the phone rang. And someone said, completely out of the blue, have you ever heard of Macquarie University? And without thinking, I just immediately said, yeah, isn't it one of the best universities in Australia? Now, this was a really good answer, because this was the phone call which was the beginning of the process by which I was invited to come and work here. So it was a good answer, but I've often reflected on it, because there was something, I didn't know a great deal about the Australian higher education system, but there was something about Macquarie that had somehow communicated itself to me. That I knew somehow, I'd read something or formed an impression that Macquarie was one of the best universities in Australia. And I have to say, in the 5 years or so that I've been here, I've never deviated from that view, and in fact it's only been reinforced. I think this is a fantastic university. I think I'm fantastically lucky to work here, and I congratulate you all on being graduates of such a great university, which is becoming better by the day. And this is the thought I really want to leave you with. Last year we celebrated our Golden Jubilee. The university was 50 years old, which is not old by the standards of some universities, but actually, when you look around the world, a lot of universities are not actually all that old. 50 years is by no means particularly young for a university. But shortly, each of you are going to cross the stage and meet the Deputy Chancellor and pick up your diploma as the reward for the work you've put in. And I want each of you to envision with me what that's going to be like, because the whole of the 51 years of this university's history was made for the moment that each of you is going to cross the stage. There is no other reason that this university was built except for each of you to cross this stage today. And that's what we do, that's what we're about. And hold that with you, because an awful lot of people put an awful lot of work in to make that moment. So I know you're not going to let us down. Have a great day, and once again, congratulations on becoming graduates of this wonderful university.
Please join me again in thanking Professor Simons for an excellent address. I think John gave us some very timely reminders about the importance of a compass and about taking the detours that are presented to us in life and making the most of those detours, but also about the importance of remaining true to yourself. Because if you're true to yourself and true to your values, then no matter where you go in life or who you come across, you will make the right decisions about what you do moving forward. So again, thank you, John. That was excellent advice, I think, for our graduates. Okay, now let's move to the next stage of our ceremony, which is the important part for all of our people who are sitting in front of me here. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees and diplomas on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. But before I do so, I have to call on our registrar to certify that all of you have done everything you were supposed to do. You went to every lecture, you attended every exam, you handed in every assignment. You're nodding? I hope you're nodding. So I'll now call on our registrar, Deirdre Anderson, to formally certify the eligibility for all of you present.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all the candidates being presented here today and those that are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees and diplomas that they are to be awarded. Would all candidates please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council, and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff in this faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems, identify paths of research, analysis and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge that they will need to understand the world past and present. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. This faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics, international relations, philosophy, sociology, policing intelligence and counter-terrorism. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I now call on Professor Martina Mollering, the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates and diplomats. Professor Mollering.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours. Emma Louise Gorry. Ellen Keslin Hale. Thomas William Platt. Stephanie Trefus. Erin Jura Turner Manis. Sarah Frances Wilson. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws with Honours. Megan Barr. Isabel Myers. Timothy David Patrick. Rebecca May Rolls. Vanessa Jane Turner. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours. Laura Catherine Cameron. Samantha Jane Harvey. Tan Talbot O'Rourke. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws with Honours. Kamel Kouanan. Cruzelle Faith Bolista de la Cruz. Nicholas Joseph Kunz. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Education, Primary. Alina Sui Leong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws. David Emmanuel Aitken. Richard Boyle. Vivian Ralph Braithwaite. Adele Elise Bruffy. Hugh Francis Dalton. Corinne Marie Garay. Freddie Tuk Gin Ho. Claire Isabella Kermond. Emily Elizabeth Kitchen. Lara Kolokosian. Min Ji Lee. Nicola Louise Hughes-Mar. Patricia N. Nonis. Valerie Mary O'Connell. Alexandra Catherine Pearson. Kevin David Quigley. Jaskrian Kaur Rekdal. Canaan Graham Stevenson. Natalie Viet. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws. Diana Arteaga Gulieva. James Michael Dawson. Julia Ford. Yingpei Xu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the Bachelor of Laws, Lucy Rose White. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Ancient History, Georgia Laura Barker. Haley Alida Eiserman. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Chrissy Adams. Darren Michael Aegis. Dion Alaveras. Abdullah Bey Al-Omran. Elizabeth Ade. Danielle Barisa. Andrew James Barker. Lydia Bertini. Hamilton David Bloom. Anthony Burley. Anthony Thomas Burberry. Maxina Lorraine Burnett Darwin. Olivia Kaplan. Matthew James Crawford. Dan Crowley. Dominic Michael Kuda. Ebony Annabelle Daly Carey. Emily Frances Davison. Aisha Erdogan. Michael Arthur Fry. Nadine Gasser. Tom Lawrence Hollywood. Meryl N. Howie, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Megan Annabelle Humphreys. Nicole Ilaya. Rebecca Brooke Johnson. Wutipong Kempona. Samantha Lewis. Patrick Lays. Harrison Shufu Liu. Wendy Ma. Valentina Mark. Charlotte Elizabeth Marsh. Vicky Martin. Lyndon Macaulay. John Nekic. Egle Virginia Nikolovsky. Zoe Christine O'Rourke. Teresa Gudrun Piet. Catherine Elizabeth Marie Richardson. Hannah Kelly Roach. Alexander James Robertson. Jackson Peter Rose. Nathan Curtis Roux. Chu Chun Chao. Rowan Nicholas Ian Scott. Elena Stanica. Sean Stewart Edwards. Brannigan Swan. Anna Louise Tewson. Susan Elizabeth Usui. Daniela Verde. Claudia Regina Villari Kohlert. Ruwendi Suleka Wakwela. Ashley Allen Ward. Courtney Weber. Monique Yalouris. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Health, Nellis Nelma Naika. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies, Joshua Kern. Nicola Emily Gond. Carly Morgan Herring. Madeleine Hunt. Natalie Minji Kim Hutchins. Ashley James Johnston. Emma Jovanova. Alexandra Marie Kelly. Letitia Lira. Taylor Masone. Lamisa Mushafri. Talian Gan. Matthew Russell Preston. Stephen Tran. Charlotte Elizabeth Yates. Carla Nadine Zuluaga. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science. Sarah Louise Cochrane Draper. Jonathan Hunter McNair. Lucas Aaron Smith. I present the Diplomate awarded the Diploma in Languages, Maria Janina Witzbicki. I present the Diplomate awarded the Diploma of Languages, Shiona Lydia de Vries. Jane Louise Jackson. Evgenia Tsukas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Business with the Master of International Relations. Jared Diamond. Thomas Dixon. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations with the Master of International Trade and Commerce Law, Esther Wangara Mika. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Arts. Suzanne Catherine Buissing. Claire Catacousinos. Cassandra Sophie Cochrane, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Cassandra Dickerson. Tanya Melissa Parnaby. Anna Williams. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Development Studies and Culture Change, Erica Prado. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Environmental Law, Valerie Berenice Stonard. Kirsty Jane Ridling. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations, Nicola Jane Black. Jessica Bond. Justin Rice Henry. Michael Ming Tao. Crystal Karanfilowski. Nguyen Van An Lee. Lucy Claire Tracy Morton. Kylie Marie Naylor. Richard Benedict Ragrario. Gopal Singh Singjapati. Angus Ross Taylor. Alice Victoria Tuman, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Richard Vogt, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Trix Sheridan Wilkins. Christy Lauren Wood. Yuan Zijuan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Security Studies, Patrick Allen Bigland. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Trade and Commerce Law, Rebecca Louise Boyd-Bay. Naratip Pasong. Kun Ravangpai. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Laws, Surawit Jangam. Prisoner Kumchai. Chanyanit Pyatinchawad. Panupong Pumjantanan. Samarin Surisawat. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Policing, Intelligence and Counterterrorism. Greer Eloise Hayes. Matthew David Stevenson. Rochelle Fleur Trimmer. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Politics and Public Policy. Claire Elizabeth Callahan, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Thomas Sherilyn Greenhalgh. Elizabeth Jane Kelleher. Doris Lengerud. Catherine Parmenter. Vanessa Picker, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. I present the diplomate awarded the Postgraduate Diploma of Development Studies and Culture Change, Louise Boucault. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Alexandra Jane Bodnaruk for a thesis entitled Constructing Literary Dystopia, Exploring the Divide Between Young Adult and Adult Dystopian Fictions. James Justice Bond for a thesis entitled Different Yet Equal, the Historical Development of Disability Discrimination Legislation in the US, the UK, Canada and Australia. Hannah Lindsay Bryant for a thesis entitled Assassination, Betrayal, and the Reaction of Pipi I. David George Bennett Coombs for a thesis entitled Deconstructing Community Development Employment Projects, A Revolution in Indigenous Employment Policy, 1997 to 2009. Erin Louise Corduroy for a thesis entitled Sublime Panic, Reassessing Arthur Machen's Gothic Fiction of the 1890s. Willow Marie Drummond for a thesis entitled The Place of Lyric, Ethics and Aesthetics in Australian Ecopoetics and Propagulds for Drift and Dispersals. Olivia Hartley for a thesis entitled Negotiating Selfhood, Historical Societies and Identity in Young Adult Fantasy Fiction. Lindsay Hodder for a thesis entitled Engaging Escapism, Narration and Persuasion in Young Adult Fantasy Fiction. Judith Beatrice Mendoza White for a thesis entitled Self-Translation, Dangerous Territory, the literary, linguistic, and cultural challenges faced by bilingual and multilingual writers. Hazel N. Nair for a thesis entitled Education and Social Mobility in 3 Victorian Novels. Scott Anthony Smith for a thesis entitled The Relationship Between Teacher Perceptions of Textbooks and Their Teaching Practice, Chinese as a Foreign Language Teaching in the New South Wales Context. Johanna Syring for a thesis entitled Writing Back, Perceptions of Women in Jane Eyre's and Charlotte Bronte's Fictional Afterlives. Jamie Michael Travis for a thesis entitled Transnational Mobilization and Escalating Conflict in Syria, An Anatomy of Syria's Exiled Political Opposition. Matthew Tukmanyap for a thesis entitled The Hum of Its Parts, Locating Post-Human Subjectivity, Identity and Agency Through Power and Technology. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Connor Michael Keane for a thesis entitled Divided We Stand, Bureaucratic Politics and US Nation Building in Afghanistan. Dr. Beate Müller for a thesis entitled Effects and Outcomes of a Study Abroad Semester, Intercultural Competence Development in an Australian Case Study. Dr. Catherine Makushla-Nobry for a thesis entitled Rewriting the Script, Representations of LGBT Creativity in Contemporary Young Adult Fiction, Film and Television. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Deputy Chancellor, I call on Miss Sarah Wilson, who has graduated today with a Bachelor of Arts with a Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours, to give the graduate response on behalf of the graduating group. Miss Wilson.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, my fellow graduates and guests. It is my very great and somewhat nerve-wracking honour to speak to you all today on behalf of the graduating class, but I speak primarily, of course, as a law graduate. I've been asked to sum up our experience of 5 years of study, culminating in the award of a professional degree, and I've been asked to do it in 3 minutes. This is a tall order, but if there's one thing that a graduate of Macquarie Law School should be able to do, it's be succinct. To my fellow graduates, my heartfelt congratulations. Each and every one of us has had the persistence and dedication to complete a very tough degree. Many of us have worked while doing it, and we all struggled at times. But we got the job done, and we formed lifelong friendships in the process. Well done. It needs to be acknowledged that we have graduated at a difficult time. Many of us have had to change or compromise the plans with which we began our studies. And for many of us, this is a time of uncertainty, as well as of celebration. I don't have any career advice, but I do ask that if you ever have it in your power to help another Macquarie graduate, please don't hesitate to do so. For many of us, pardon me, in that spirit, I'd like to let any human resources professionals here today know that Macquarie Law grads are objectively the best and should always be your first choice. To our families, our partners and our friends, our sincere thanks and our sincere apologies. Law students can be a difficult bunch. We're competitive, we're argumentative, we talk too much, and during the course of our degree, we sometimes got very stressed out indeed. You supported us, you listened to us, and sometimes you just tolerated us, and we are very grateful. Finally, to the faculty of Macquarie Law School, we owe you a great deal. We are enormously grateful for your expertise, your patience, and your determination to turn us into independent, critical thinkers, into ethical practitioners of whatever profession we choose, and into people that question the law and ourselves. We even thank you for the poor grades, because they taught us much more than the great grades. You equipped us with the knowledge and the skills that we need to begin our careers. We thank you, and we'll take it from here. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sarah, and thank you on an excellent speech. I don't think you have no nerve at all. You did very well, I think. So thank you for those reflections on your study here at Macquarie. And being on the board of a recruitment company, can I tell you I do look for Macquarie graduates because we are very rounded graduates. So sign up with us today. So Okay, we're now going to take a brief time to hear from the wonderful Angela Brewer.
Quando sono sole, sorriso, e manca le parole, sino cose luce in una stanza, quando ne manca il sole, se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre, mostra tutto il mio cuore che hai acceso, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye. Poesie che io non mai. Oh, poesie se la più. Adesso si li vivrò con te, partirò su navi per mari che io lo so. Oh, this is still of you. It's time to say. Quando sei lontana, sorriso, orizzontale, manca le parole. Io sono, tu sei qui con me, con me. Tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Io sono, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to say goodbye. Poesie che io non mai. Oh, poesie se la più. Adesso si li vivrò con te, partirò su navi per mari che io lo so. Oh, esiste la più. It's time to say, time to say goodbye. Poesie che io non mai. Oh, esiste la più. It's time to say, time to say goodbye. Poesie che io non mai. Oh, esiste la più.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will agree that was a wonderful performance. And what was more wonderful is the fact that Angela's done that on the back of having a sore throat yesterday. So please join me in again expressing our appreciation for the wonderful Angela. I would also like to thank our musicians, organist Dr. James Forsyth, and our wonderful trumpeter, Melly McLaughlin. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community, many of whom have come here to help you celebrate today's occasion. They're the people who wear the Ask Me badge, and they play such an important role for us in organising and helping to marshal people around these ceremonies. So please join me in thanking our alumni. Graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From today on and for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, our alumni, and part of a network of over 150,000 Macquarie graduates spanning the globe. We will keep in touch with you through our Alumni Relations Office and hope that you will come back here to attend functions, to undertake more study, as I know a number of you are, or simply to visit our beautiful campus. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and also privileges. But like all privileges, it also carries great responsibility. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves and to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. I urge you or challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the whole community. Believe it or not, each and every one of you can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it. Because in almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, in your communities, all of those things matter, and you can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed through the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life, a great career, or a great achievement. And in all you do, I ask you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. I hope that you will also always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and to thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, I'd like all our new graduates to please stand. Now, I'd like you to place your degrees on your seats, to turn around and face your family and friends and give them a mighty round of applause. Now you can turn around, but don't sit down yet. Here on the dais are representatives of the academic staff, many of whom have supported you throughout your journey. So please join me in thanking them. Please be seated. Shortly, I'll lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite you all, our newest graduates and their family and friends, to join us for refreshments overlooking the lake. But before I do so, I'd like to wish you the very best for your futures and conclude with the words of an old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.
The official party will now leave the graduation hall through the central aisle and will be followed by the graduates. Would you please stand and remain standing until the last of the graduates have proceeded out?